Welcome back to Varsity Club 602, covering the college football bowl games for the 2021 season. Up next, I got the Las Vegas Bowl. I was trying to hold off on this one as long as I could, hoping that we could get one of our Arizona State buddies on here to talk about this one, but they are all too shook to come on, is what I have to assume at this point. Arizona State playing my school, Wisconsin, in Allegiant, the beautiful new stadium that the Raiders had built. Last time these two teams played, rampant cheating by the Sun Devils at the end of the game led to a Badger loss, left a real bad taste in everybody's mouth. Brent Bielema's wife decided to take to Twitter and say all kinds of horrible things about the kids on the team and the culture at Wisconsin, and on and on and on. She got blasted pretty good on Twitter. For those of you who don't remember, clock ticking down. Wisconsin should have had better clock management, 100%. Clock ticking down. ASU players lay on top of the football so they can't snap it. Refs wind the clock, run it out, game's over. All there is to it. But that is the past. This is the present. Wisconsin a 6-point favorite in this game. 41 the total. Another one of these Big Ten bowl games with a low total to it. Now both of these teams with not necessarily good seasons. Both come in with a good enough record on paper at 8-4. But if you go into kind of the detail of it, not exactly where these teams wanted to be. ASU really a pretty good season early. Dropped a game against a BYU team that looked like world beaters until later in the season. Lost to Pac-12 champion Utah. Dropped a tough game at home to Washington State. But the one that really stands out here is the loss to Oregon State. Really only the only bad loss on their schedule. Won their rivalry game. Whooped Stanford, who didn't look as good for the season as a whole, but as a traditional power, put up 42 on UCLA. So I mean, this is a ASU team that can score some points. Wisconsin, on the other hand, also 8-4, end up third in the Big Ten West, just because of how the standings fall out. Not the season we were looking for at all. I will try to keep some of my bias out of it, but I mean, really, this season was over after that Penn State loss to start the year. Got up to go see them for the Eastern Michigan game. That was a lot of fun. And then we go to Soldier Field and just get absolutely curb stomped by a really good Notre Dame team. Followed up with a loss to Michigan. Righted the boat, won all the games that we quote unquote should win. Beat eventual West Division champ Iowa. Beat the tar out of Rutgers, but then lose the axe to end the year. So losing to Minnesota, I don't think any Badger fan can look at a year where we have a Minnesota loss and call it a good one. But get a trip to Vegas, get to play a Pac-12 team, get to play a fun Arizona State team from a matchup standpoint. I think this game goes well over this total of 41. I'm looking for some fireworks here. I think this might be an opportunity for Wisconsin to kind of show a little bit of their air game. There isn't illustrious names at wide receiver for the Badgers, but they do play well. Really good route running as well. I think they can get open against this ASU secondary. Wisconsin -6 is a number I don't really want to touch. I'm gonna come back the other way. ASU +6 and over the 41. Do expect Wisconsin to win. Let's call it a last-second field goal, unless ASU decides to lay down on the football and let the refs bleed the clock out. But all jokes aside, this should be a pretty fun one. Vegas is a very short drive from Tempe, so there should be a good amount of ASU fans in the stands here. Badgers travel really well. We talked about going up, but the prospect of being in Vegas for New Year's sounded horrifically expensive, and we're gonna let that one go. yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's a good nightcap for today. So get yourself to your local ASU or Badger bar and enjoy yourself a great matchup between two really good teams. Thanks for tuning in to Varsity Club 602. I think we got a couple more bowl games to cover here. Thanks for being with us this season.